We start with 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can look for trade. First of all, if you refer to our analysis in my last video when the price was here, we mentioned about how we can look for trade, and there is no much changes. Okay, and the way it's moving is really corrective. If we put this top in relative to the previous one, if we refer to the indicators, we see we have a divergence, and even here. Okay, that's mean when we have a divergence, even if the price continues as a corrective, we are not going to look for buy. Mostly we can expect the price to drop. Now I want to see how what's the next and how we can look for trade. Anyway, as I mentioned, there is no more changes if we refer to our analysis in my last video. And if we move to daily chart, the only thing is whether we can get the correction from here for continuation or not. Okay, and how we can look for trade. In this case, we move to forward chart. And as we discussed, the way is moving is really corrective. Even if this one continues as a corrective move, mostly we cannot get really good trade setup because we mentioned the best things is if this one give us one more drop with the breakout of the previous low, then we can look for divergence. Then any reversal from there we can look for buy. All right, this is the best case, but it doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here. If the price continue as a corrective move, we are not going to look for trade because for buy, I mean, because mostly we cannot get really good trade setup for buy unless we see the breakout of this correction as a sharp move, then we get the correction to look for buy. But even if we get that, we want to see what if we even if we want to buy, almost the price at that time will be at the top. In terms of the risk and reward, it doesn't give us a really good trade setup, and we don't want to buy at the top of this correction because we cannot confirm the price can break 0.04 and continue. That's why if this one give us one more drop, then from there we look for buy. We can this is the best, and even if we get any sell setup, this is what we're looking for. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup, and this is how we can look for chart. And even if we move to 1 hour chart, we mentioned we have a divergence. And if we want to look for buy, let this one turn to a deeper move. Even we explained in my last analysis, because we can put this one as a flat. If we get the flat, any reversal from there, we take the trade. But if the price continue as a corrective move, mostly we cannot get any good trade setup. Even having entry above here is not really good trade. All right, then what we can do, if the price continue both higher, if we get any sell, we take it and we start to manage. If there is a continuation, we keep, and we want to see whether the price can break the previous low or not. If not, then after we get the down move, if we see the price is not moving in our direction, it turns to a corrective move, we can look for this flat. All right, then what I want to say that if we want to look for buy, let this one at least turn to a deeper correction. If we get the flat, we can then any reversal we can look for buy. Why we want to wait for the drop? Because if the price is going to retest the previous low, at least we are not in the trade. And after we get the drop, we can confirm whether the price is going to retest the previous low or this one turn to a flat for one move up. That's mean right now we don't have any trade setup. The way it's moving is really corrective. Even if the price continue from here, mostly we cannot get any trade setup to look for unless we see the sharp move flag. Even if we see the sharp move flag, we need to know that where we are going to buy almost is at the top. Okay. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.